Question 17, k power x times k power 5 equals to k power 20. Find the value of x. So we are going to use the exponent rules. Now if we have x power m times x power n, base, when base is same, then we add the powers, right? So we do this. So then I will write down here that k power x plus 5 equals to k power 20. Now base k is same, so we will equate the power. So that means x plus 5 will be equals to 20. So this gives us x equals to 20 minus 5, that is 15. So x is going to be 15. Just 1 mark question. Now expand and simplify. So when you expand, so x times whatever you have in the second bracket, the whole of second bracket, x minus 4. Then we have plus here, so we will put plus 5, and then again the whole of second bracket, x minus 4. Now we can expand it easily. So x times x gives us x squared, then x times 4, there is a negative sign, we will keep the sign as it is. Similar we will do in this part, 5x minus 5 times 4, 20. When you multiply 5 and 4, then there is a positive and negative sign, so it will become negative. Now combine the like terms. We have only these two like terms in the middle, so 5 minus 4, it's 1, so we will keep positive sign. Why are we keeping positive sign? Because 5 is greater than 4 and 5 has positive sign, so we will take the sign of the bigger number. So this is our final answer, right? Now factorize. So first of all we will see what is common as a number. So I can see this is 21. 21 can be written as 7 times 3r cubed minus 7r. Now you see 7 is common as numbers here, then r is here, and here we have r cubed, so we can take the lower part, that is r. So here we are having 3r square left here, minus 1, so that will be the final answer, 7r into 3r squared minus 1, right? Now number 18, the diameter shows the circle of the diameter of a circle is 16 centimeter. The area, find the area of the circle and leave your answer in terms of pi. So always read all the lines carefully. We have not to substitute the value of pi. So here d is 16 centimeter, so the radius is going to be half of that, that is 8 centimeters. So now we know that area of the circle is pi r squared, so we will keep pi as it is. R is 8 squared, 8 times 8 is 64, so final answer is going to be 64 pi. Very simple, right? Now find the number of sides of a regular polygon with interior angle 160. Now what is a regular polygon? Poly means many, and gons means sides. So with shape with many sides is called polygon, and regular when we have equal sides, all the sides are equal, right? So we have the interior angle given, so interior angle is 160. Now we have a formula that sum of interior angles of a polygon, sum of interior angles of polygon is equal to n minus 2 times 180. So if this is the sum and if we divide it by n, then we will get one interior angle. So one interior angle is going to be n minus 2 times 180, we divide it by number of sides. So this interior angle is given to us 160, right? So here we have n minus 2 times 180 over n. So now I will cross multiply here, so this becomes when you do n minus 2 times 180 equals to 160 n, right? Now we will just simplify this for n. So this is 180 n, we are expanding the bracket, minus 360 equals to 160 n. So 180 n minus 160 n, 360 we are going to take other side, so this is 20 n equals to 30 360. So then divide by 20, divide by 20. So this is gone. So we have 18. So number of sides is 18, right? Hope that's clear. So if you are getting the benefit of these videos, kindly subscribe to the channel and share it with your friends, and please take a moment to give your feedback in the comment section. This will really motivate to create other videos. So the height h of a door is 180 centimeter. Correct to nearest centimeter. Complete the statement. So basically we are looking for the upper and lower bound. So 1 centimeter, when you divide it by 2, because we are taking it to the nearest centimeter, so it will be 0.5. So we are going to add 0.5 for the upper limit. This is going to be upper bound or upper limit, you can say. This is 180.5, and down we are going to subtract. So this will be 179.5. So here we are going to put 179.5, and here we have 180.5, right? Now next, these are the first 4 terms of the sequence. Write down the next term. So let's observe the pattern. So moving from one term to other term, what we are doing, like here if I subtract 15 minus 8, it is 7. 8 minus 1, it's 7. So this is also 7. So what is happening here? So we are adding 7 to get the next term. So here for the next term we are going to add 7 into 15. So that is going to be 22, right? Now next, write the term to term rule. So as we have done now, here how we are getting the next term, we are adding 7. So we will just write here add 7. That is the rule. Now for the nth term we have the formula A, which is first term, n minus 1 into d. D is a common difference, right? So the first term here is -6. This is our first term here. Plus n minus 1, and the common difference is 7. So this is -6 plus 7n minus 7. So this is going to be 7n minus 13. 7n minus 13. That's the nth term. Part 2 is 688 is a term in this sequence. Explain how do you decide. So as we have nth term, let's see this nth term. If this 688 is a term, then we might get the value of n exactly, right? So 7n equals to 688 plus 13. So this when you add is 701. So when I divide this by 7, we are not going to get exact answer. No, not exact answer. So this will come in decimals. So because 701 is not divisible by, not exact answer, I mean we can say not exact, we can say the whole number. No, we are not getting whole number, because number of terms should be a whole number. So we will write down here no, and then we can say because 701 is not divisible by 7, right? Now number 22, the diagram shows triangle A and B. You can see triangle A and B. Describe fully the single transformation that that maps from triangle A onto triangle B. So if you look from A to B, B is larger than A. So this is an enlargement, right? So this is an enlargement. Then for the enlargement we need the scale factor. So scale factor, if you see these sides are, we have here 1 2 3 4 5 6. We have 6 sides. 6 divided by 2, so this is 3. Scale factor is 3. Then we need the center. So for the center, how will you do? You just take this, the corresponding vertices, then you draw a line. So it's coming like this. The other one, use your ruler. So if you will see that all these lines, they are meeting at point 0 0. So center is 0 0, right? So now the next one here we have Number 23, this is the question from Venn diagram. Use this notation to describe the shaded part. You can see shaded part is there in the middle, so that is the intersection. So the common part of A and B, A intersection B. B part, we have given that universal set is people in a club, people who play tennis, people who go for swimming. We have all this. There are 60 people in the club, 36 people go for swimming. So as you can see, this is the circle of swimming, and swimming we have 36, but we are only shown here 30, so that means 6 should come here, right? So then we need to know how many played tennis. So for tennis, what we will do, we have total number of people is 60, and then we have 36 those who play swimming here in this, and then we have 10 here. So we are going to add 10 and subtract from the from 60. So this gives us 14. So 14 will come over here in tennis. Now find n t dash. T dash means we are looking for the part which is not included in T. So leaving T, so T is all this. We will be looking for this part actually. Let me show you this by this yellow. This one. So what are we having here? We have here 30 and we have 10 here. So basically it is 10 plus 30 plus 10, that is going to be 40, right? Now number 24, the scale on a map is 1 centimeter represents 12 kilometers. Write this in the ratio 1 to n. So basically this is 1 ratio, we have 12 kilometers. So the scale usually we write in centimeters. So basically what we are doing, we are multiplying, or we are changing kilometer to centimeter. So kilometer to meter, we will multiply by 1000, because 1 kilometer is equal to 1 kilometer is 1000 meters, then 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. So then we will multiply it by 100. So this will give us the centimeter. So this is going to become 1 2, and then we have 3 and plus 2, 5 zeros, 1 2 3 4 and 5 zeros, right? Now B, the bearing of B from A is 70. Find the bearing of A from B. So let's say we have this is a point A and this is point B, right? So whenever you get these kind of question, you always go the point where you are written from. So here we have from, and then later we have A. So I will go at point A and we draw a line, north line here, which is perpendicular. So this is given to us 70 degrees, right? Find the bearing of A from B. When we call from B, so I will draw a line at point B. So B, we are looking for this angle here, right? So now if I let me make this. So as this north line and north line, they are parallel, right? So if I draw this line here, so that means this angle is also 70, and this whole angle here is 180. So the full angle is going to be the bearing of A from B is going to be 180 plus 70, which is 250 degrees. So 250 degrees the final answer, right? Now number 25, work out 3 over 4 times this is 3 times 1, 3 plus 2 is 5 over 3. So this and this is gone, 5 over 4. So 1 and half 4, 1 by 4. That was very simple, but you see this is 3 marks, so don't lose these marks without making sure that you are doing the correct things here. Now this is 26th question. I think this is the last question. No, there is another one, sorry. There are 2 set of traffic lights on Lee's journey to work. The probability, the first one here is the probability he stops at the first set of traffic light is 0.4, which is mentioned here. The second thing, the probability that he stops at the second step traffic light is 0.7. So this is first set, this is second set. So we need to complete this diagram. So this is stops and this is does not stop. So 1 minus, so we will take 1 minus 0 0.4, which is 0 0.6. So this is going to be here 0 0.6, right? So now here the second thing, for the second stoppage we have the probability that he stops. This is stops here, it is 0 0.7. So other one is going to be 0 0.3 because total should be 1. So again for stops it is going to be 0 0.7 and this is 0 0.3, right? So that's how we complete the diagram. Now B part, work out the probability that Lee does not stop at both set of traffic lights. So does not stop is here in the first stoppage, second stoppage is here. So we just multiply this and this. So this is going to be 0 0.6 times 0 0.3, that is 0 0.18. As you can see, all these calculations are very simple because this is a non-calculator paper, and so you should make habits of doing all these calculations without calculator. So yeah, we reached to the final question here. Sam writes this in standard form as 85.1 times 10 raised to power 4. Explain why this is not a number in standard form. Now as you know that whenever we write this value is not this is n times 10 raised to power n, right? Or you can say a into 10 raised to power. This a should be between 0 and 9 basically. So we usually write it in the ratio in the like this. Let me show you this. So it can be 1, meaning cannot be 0, but and it should be less than 10, meaning it should be up to 9, and this 85.1 is greater than 9. So we can write down here the reason, because the value a into 10 raised to power n, where a is like this, 1 less than a less than 10, and 85.1 is greater than 9, right? Or you can say even greater than 10, it's going beyond that. So that is the reason for that. So that's it for this video, guys. I hope you understood these things, and kindly take a moment to give your feedback, and thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video. Be blessed, guys.